E. Wait a minute, I got Aaron here too. He can post it. Let's have Aaron post it. Got two webmasters here. Now listen to me carefully. Aaron, will you just go ahead and post this video on InfoWars if Kurt hasn't? This exercise was made possible by grant funding from the McCormick Tribune Foundation, the Oklahoma City National Memorial Institute for the Prevention of Terrorism, June 22nd, 23rd, 2001, the Center for Strategic International Studies, the Johns Hopkins Center for Civilian Biodefense Studies, the Answer Institute for Homeland Security. You hear that? Oh, Homeland Security, before they announce it to you, the slaves. And the Oklahoma City National Memorial Institute for the Prevention of Terrorism. And then it goes on from there. We're going to post this right now with the text and the video at Infowars.com. Now, they put on a fake newscast in Oklahoma. This was shown to Homeland Security people and others at Northcom. Northcom was not set up in 2002, boys and girls. It's been around since the 40s. Now, this is them fear-mongering for the breakdown of society, dark winter, the shutdown of the Texas-Oklahoma border. They also did another test that same year for anthrax attack. And that's in my video, famous video, Alex Jones predicts 9/11. And I say, call the White House, tell them don't blow up the World Trade Center, don't carry out the attack. Just like I've been saying the last few weeks, tell the government don't carry out the bird flu attack. I just see the integrated spectrum. I see the data. I don't believe this is the attack. This is a preparation and a dry run trial balloon of a real hybrid virus. They're just getting you trained and tested right now that they're the boss, they're the saviors, love them. Because the media is hyping this and really trying to create hysteria and fear. It is zoological, a double zoological virus combined with a human. Again, it's very suspicious, but I hope and pray. My gut tells me this is already a devastating virus. But my gut tells me this is manufactured, this is released, this is being managed. I saw fear preparation the last month building up. That's why I've been doing shows on bird flu. Steve Quayle on Monday, he said it's coming within weeks. Intel told him, boom, what's happening? I pray he's wrong. But when you live this, when you pray this, when you dream this, when you eat this, sleep this, then you start getting the deep knowledge of how the enemy operates. Now, that doesn't mean they may not pull out of this or do something else, or there's not another attack behind it, or this is just a drill. My gut is this is staged. And again, a gut, like a good police detective, they go, oh, my nose or my gut tells me that's the killer, and it turns out they're right in history with a really good detective. That's not a gut. That's thousands of pieces of data, research, experience, all of that brings it together. Now, watch this fear-mongering piece and understand how they've been inculcating this into the culture. Now, I wish I could find the Nightline. I looked on YouTube, Google. I spent hours. Ted Koppel, but Ted Koppel wasn't in it till the last few episodes where they then said, okay, we fear-mongered you and caused a national panic. Can't believe something this big isn't on the web from only 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago. I guess it's about 7, early 2002, if memory serves. And the last few, because it was 5 nights, Monday through Friday. In the last 2 episodes, they would show, in the aftermath of millions dead, Homeland Security fixed it, and blah, blah, blah. And then Ted Koppel would have guests on. What do we do? Well, we pass laws, taking people's rights, enforce inoculation, and have the police and military take these shots. And it's going to happen. Al-Qaeda's going to hit us. Now, notice, this video was produced pre-9/11, the university and Homeland Security's own press release says. Then they got some other videos that integrate it with modern things. Post 9/11. There's several of these videos, actually. Not sure which one we're about to go to. I think we're going to the first video right now, but the point is, yeah, that's the first video. Good. Just double-checking that. Notice how they're talking about Al-Qaeda, Taliban having it. See, right before they hit us, months before, this is the stuff I was seeing, similar things. I didn't even know about this till today. I knew about the Homeland Security drills, but I didn't know they had videos produced for it, for the feds to fearmonger them and inculcate them. Most of the feds aren't involved in this. They don't know either. They're all brainwashed like the general public. Okay, regardless, let's go ahead and go to this video. Then I'm going to come right back to your calls. I promise. For folks in Mexico, I want to hear from you in Mexico. Mexico City. We got one call out of the gates. Call me. Is the phone system open right now? We're going to open it right now during this video for folks in Mexico only. Just hang up on them if they're not from Mexico. They can call in later, but I want folks in Mexico where the heart of this is happening. Eyewitness reports that we got earlier. 888-201-2244, 888-201-2244. If that doesn't work or something from Mexico, 888-201-2244, 512-646-1776. We'll be right back after this video. Take your call. Stay with me.
Good evening. We interrupt our regular programming to return to Southwest Medical Center and continuing coverage of the outbreak of a mystery sickness. Earlier today, hospital officials said they were admitting patients with symptoms that seem to be severe adult chickenpox. But now we have new information. We go to Andy Field outside Southwest Medical Center. Good evening, Andy. What can you tell us?
Sheila, we've been moved to an isolated area behind the hospital. And off the record, doctors here suspect that at least 5 patients hospitalized at Southwest may have smallpox. Now, for those of us who don't remember the disease, it is a deadly virus. We haven't seen it in this country in at least 20 years. Now, if this proves to be true, we could have a very serious health emergency on our hands. But officially, the hospital will not confirm or deny that diagnosis.
And the problem is we don't have enough vaccine to go around.
Meaning we don't have enough vaccine for the United States?
Well, I would like to think that, but we don't have sufficient stockpiles for the people in Oklahoma, Georgia, or Pennsylvania, much less for the entire United States population.
Well, that certainly doesn't sound encouraging. What do you mean exactly?
Angie, it means it could be a very dark winter for America.
Sobering. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Kavlik. We do continue to wait for official reaction to this developing situation. Now we go to a special report on the deadly effects of smallpox that led scientists to launch an eradication program thought to wipe out. On day 6 of the smallpox epidemic, the White House confirmed that federal government officials and military personnel are being vaccinated. 300 people have died. At least 2,000 are infected with smallpox. Smallpox symptoms are being seen in 15 states, also in Canada, Mexico, and England. The U.S. smallpox vaccine supply continues to shrink as officials try to stretch limited stocks to cover the entire nation. An official announcement regarding the remaining vaccine inventory is expected later today. Struggles to get vaccinated led to violence in some cities. Profound economic losses are crippling the nation. In Oklahoma alone, economic experts project severe losses in the state's multi-billion-dollar agricultural commodities market. Still, no group claims responsibility for unleashing the deadly smallpox virus. But NCN has learned that Iraq may have provided the technology behind the attack to terrorist groups based in Afghanistan. We have a breaking story from Oklahoma. We go straight to Andy Fields of Oklahoma City's KMSA. Andy, are you there?
Angie, Texas Governor Rick Parsons has now suspended all surface and air contact between Texas and Oklahoma. He has ordered his state troopers and the National Guard to seal the borders. Now, we're about a mile away from the Texas border here, just near Interstate 35 and the Red River Bridge that connects the two states. The troopers here have taken the media to what they call a so-called safe spot. But as we've told you earlier today, Oklahomans by the carload have been seen leaving the state in every direction trying to escape this deadly smallpox outbreak. Now, we have reports of vigilantes at the Texas border trying to stop people from coming over. I don't know if you just heard that. That was a shot fired. We've heard there's another one. Now, we're not sure where these shots are coming from. We're a little too far away from the border to hear this here, but there have been shots. This is the second time in the hour we've heard this. The National Guard and the Oklahoma State Troopers are here with us. We're not certain who's doing the firing or if what we're hearing is return firing. There's another shot. It's starting to sound like a war zone. I'm Andy Field reporting.
No other country in the world is accepting flights originating in or transiting the U.S. On day 12 of the worst public health crisis in America's history, Demonstrations for more vaccine in hard-hit communities disintegrated into riots and looting around the nation. Interstate commerce has stopped in several regions of the nation. A national suspension of trading on America's stock exchanges takes effect tomorrow. International commerce with the U.S. has virtually ceased. The Centers for Disease Control report that efforts to stem the smallpox epidemic have depleted America's inventory of smallpox vaccine. While the CDC may be out of the vaccine, at least 45 internet websites are now offering what they claim are safe, effective vaccines. These claims have not, we repeat, they have not been independently verified. Authorities urge caution. At least 25 states and 10 foreign countries are reporting smallpox infections. At the United Nations temporarily meeting in Geneva, China has sponsored a resolution to censure the U.S., blaming America for reintroducing smallpox to the world. It demands the U.S. supply the world with vaccine. Since the diagnosis of 20 smallpox cases